Hi, good afternoon. I'm Misty Lee Johnson with Paparazzi Accessories. I'm an independent consultant, and my husband and I are an elite couple within the company. So today I wanted to come on and speak to you and our team, Team Grateful. Hello, Team Grateful. Make sure you say hello and hashtag Team Grateful if you're on our team, and say hello if you're not. We would love to talk more with you and answer your questions. So today I wanted to chat with you about business practices in your paparazzi business. A lot of times, things that David and I see are consultants that are scrambling to get customers to either pay invoices or even pick up paid items that they have paid for. And it becomes very frustrating because the girls are working hard to sell and share all the newest, latest items in paparazzi. And they are also looking to reinvest and order more of the newest, latest items in paparazzi, because we all know that that beautiful fun comes out every day, Monday through Friday. And how we do that is we reinvest, right? We reinvest our 55% up to sometimes 100% to get our hands on those items and keep our customers happy. And if we have items that are sitting there that are not paid for, let's say it's those beautiful fringe earrings that came out, right? And you've already told your customers, those items are sold out. I am so sorry. And over in the corner is a package that a customer has not paid for 2 weeks. Have you ever had that happen? Well, we're here to talk about that today. Most of the time when I see this as a reoccurring thing, I have figured out that the consultant I'm dealing with has not established good business boundaries and practices. So you have to have operations, that you have to have policies within your business. For instance, if I want to go to Kohl's, I know that I can't go there at 2 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because their business operations tell me that they are only open until 10 p.m. So if I show up at 2, I cannot pound on the door and demand that they open, because here I am, the customer you've been waiting for. No. So let's talk about what it looks like in paparazzi. We share our $5 jewelry on Facebook through live videos, many of us, albums, and then we send invoices either through PayPal, Square, or some other invoicing system. Well, my husband and I, we send out invoices once a week. Our policy in our business is you can shop all week and pay on Friday, okay? We deal with a large volume of jewelry and a large volume of invoices weekly. So doing that on one day is the best practice for our business. So you have to determine what is the best practice for your paparazzi business. Many girls I talk to and mentor, they will tell me they invoice 2 or 3 times a day, or if someone places an order, they'll go ahead and invoice them. They'll run to the post office while they're running errands. And to me, I'm exhausted because if I did that in our daily life, I would be frustrated and probably want to give up. So you have to determine a solid business operation policy. So what is it? When are you going to invoice? Are you going to invoice at the time of the purchase, the moment they claim? Or are you going to invoice maybe twice a week? Maybe that's best for your schedule. You can invoice on Wednesday, you can invoice on Saturday, and tell them that you'll ship the following day. I can't tell you what your policy is, but I can tell you need to have one. Okay, you also need a cancellation policy. There are people out there, we have them. They have buyer's remorse. They claim everything and then they want to see what's in their basket. They want a picture at the end of the week because they want to determine what they want and what they want to put back. We don't allow that. A claim is a claim. When you claim it, you are purchasing it. And 2 cancellations in our business, means that you are no longer in our VIP group and you will no longer see our live videos. Will we still be friends with them on Facebook? Yes, it's not personal, it's business. Because with the items that we have, we know that they're hip, we know that they're fun, we know people want to get their hands on them. And if we say it's sold and then it sits there for 2 weeks and then you cancel and then we bring it back, it makes our customers scratch their head and go, well, I wanted to give that to my sister. last month for a birthday present and you said you didn't have any more, right? It kind of puts a little salt in a wound, right? So we want to make sure that we are operating our business, number one, fairly, and number two, professionally. So it's okay for you to have business operations. It's okay for you to have cancellation policies, okay? You need to determine a day that you're going to invoice and do it that day. You need to determine a day and time that you will ship all paid invoices. I promise you, I am helping you, okay? And then you determine, is it 48 hours past that day that you cancel that invoice if it's not paid? Now with Square sends out, and PayPal, they send out automatic reminders to open invoices that have not been satisfied in their system. It sends an automatic reminder, okay? And so what is your policy? You need to determine that. It can be 48 hours if it's not paid. You're going to cancel it. It goes back to inventory. It can be 72 hours. It can be 24. It has to be your policy, and then you have to stick to it. Okay. And I would recommend not just, set these policies, determine what they are, what day of the week you're going to invoice, what day of the week you will ship all paid invoices, and what is the very latest that someone can pay their invoice with you before it gets returned to inventory. And then document that. In your VIP group, on a group on Facebook, there is a rules section, and you can establish rules in there, and you can lay it out very clearly. You can use an app like Typorama and make an image that states the policies as of, ours says January 22nd, 2019. And we state these things I'm covering with you today. And then you can mark it as an announcement. So every time someone comes into your group and they're new, that's the first post they're going to see. Okay. So, and guess what? When you handle things professionally and you have systems outlined in operations, business operations and policies established, you begin to be seen as a professional. I like to use the example of if you go to a restaurant and you have bad service, the service is poor. And let's say I come home and my husband says, "How's your night out with the girls?" And I say, "Oh my gosh, the service was horrible at Red Robin tonight. I don't know what was going on there. It was just horrible." And then maybe I tell my friend the next morning and she says, "Girl, the last time I was over there, I had the same experience except this happened." The next 10 people that you talk to, you are most likely to share your bad experience with. Well, that person that you allow to hold items in your store, in your business for 14 days, 2 weeks, whenever they want to pay for it, guess what? They're talking to their friends too. And they're saying, "Oh, you got to go see my jewelry lady. She lets me claim anything I want. And then I just pay for it whenever I can. I usually have a big pile after 2 or 3 weeks." Your whole customer base is going to look like that. And you are going to limit your growth in your business, and you're not going to be taken seriously. You want to be seen as a professional. You want people to recognize you as a professional, and you want to handle things professionally. And if you have a policy that all invoices that are not paid are canceled within 48 hours, then guess what? You aren't personally offending her. You aren't personally canceling her invoice. The policy is the thing between you and her, or your customer or him. The policy determined when the invoice would be settled. They chose not to honor the policy. So you are returning your very desirable items back to the shelf. Are there times that life happens? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is something you determine behind the scenes on a case-by-case basis. But David and I have determined that we just run our operations solidly within those boundaries that we have placed. For instance, our company, Paparazzi, we like to follow what they do because really we are a franchise of Paparazzi. So we follow their best practices, right? Their business operations. And if I don't have the money for new releases today, they do not hold them for me. They go to the next consultant in line. And that is very reasonable to me as a consultant, as someone who's purchasing items wholesale. So it will be very reasonable to your customers, okay? I see a lot of consultants who are just starting with Paparazzi. You know, they just want that sale. They want to please everybody. They're building their business, and that's what they're telling me. I'm just trying to build my business. But what you don't realize you're doing is you're building a very shaky foundation, because eventually you will get bigger, but you'll have more. Those problems will arise even more often, and you'll have 6 or 8 orders over here, or 10 or 12, because like I said, we are women, we share what we love, right? And wouldn't you love just to stockpile all the new releases for like a month and then call Paparazzi and pay for them when you have the money, or when you feel like it's the best time for you? Come on, we would love that. So we would tell everyone, right? Look what I get to do. You have to keep that in mind when you are running your business, to establish business operations. And remember that it's not personal, it is professional. And if you determine and establish those, your clients are going to understand, they're going to follow suit. And the longer you follow your best business practices, you're going to have less and less trouble of chasing people down to pay their invoice, feeling guilty because you have to cancel it eventually, and going through that hamster wheel. Another thing as a business tool that I'd like to share with you is, some girls, when we are talking, they share with me that, you know, I just message whoever joins my show that week to send me their email address and their shipping address. Well, were you around when Facebook went black about 2 weeks ago? And couldn't get on Messenger, couldn't get on Facebook, couldn't really post anything. If you had invoices to send that day, I'm sure you were scratching your head wondering, what am I going to do? How am I going to get all of their information as in Messenger in the private message section? First of all, that's going to waste a lot of time. You have to go look in several different places every time you send one invoice. So what I would recommend is using a system. They're both free. One of them is the one David and I use. It's called postable.com. It's a digital address book. Once you set it up, it's completely free. And it has a digital address book. It sorts it in alphabetical order for you. It gives you a link. So every party Dave and I have, we say, new customers, please complete this easy checkout form. There's our link for Postable, and boom, it asks them 3 questions: their name, their address, and their email address. That's all I need. And I let them know, you fill that out for me and you will get pretty jewelry this week. I can't invoice you unless you complete that though. Okay. The other option is a Google checkout form, and you can, you have to have a Google email. So set one up for yourself if you don't already have one. But a Google checkout form, and you can literally YouTube how to create one, and then your customers will fill that out every time, or the first time they shop with you. After that, they don't have to unless they change something. So there's 2 ways to freely access their information and bring it into one place for you, making your life easier when you invoice. And then all you have to do is copy and paste that one time into your invoicing system, whether it is Square or PayPal. And once you add a new customer into your shipping portals on either one of those, it should save it so that when you begin to type their name the next time they shop with you, it will populate their information and their address. So do you see how easy that is? I want to see you guys have it easy. I want to see you have good business practices, things that you can have in place that will give you more time to sell your amazing jewelry, okay? Let's see. I just want to make sure I've covered everything I had down here. Oh, another thing. One last thing. When you are going live, another business practice. When you are going live, what David and I do is we send a text to those that are signed up for our text alert system. It's called mobile text alerts. Okay. And then so we are not depending on Facebook to send our customers and clients a notification every time we are live for a party. We depend on a mobile text alert system. We generate a text that goes out to all of those that have signed up for it. You've seen them in many places before. Text blah, 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 blah to this number, right? A keyword to this number. That's what we have. It does cost us about $50 a month, but it is totally worth it. All right. They get a text from us. They know we're live and they come on the video. The other thing that we utilize, and it's also free, is ManyChat, ManyChat. You can also Google how to set one of these up for free, and it will send messages through your business page. So that is another thing that we use before we go live to alert our customers that we are live, so that we don't have to depend on Facebook to send them alert. People that are signed up to ManyChat, people that are signed up to our mobile text alerts truly want to know when we are live. And they also have an option to opt out at any time. So there's just some good business practices for you today, things to consider. Make your list, determine what your invoice day is, determine what your ship day is, and determine what that cancellation policy is. What time do you restock jewelry that has not been paid for? At what time? Do you hold it ransom for 6 weeks? Or do you put it back on the shelf in 48 hours and give those paying VIPs the opportunity to grab those up because you know they wanted them, right? All right, guys, I'm just going to leave you with that today. I hope that you have an amazing day, and we just want to thank you for being a part of Team Grateful. And if not, why aren't you? Chat with us today. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.